Facebook. It's your boy, Pringle. As you guys already know, former police officer, entrepreneur. I'm a black man. Really don't want to do these kind of videos. Really not a big video guy, but I feel the need to get on here and let's just say educate anyone who's really willing to listen. We're going to be talking about financial literacy. We're going to be talking about, how to invest your money. But for this specific video, we're going to be talking about my recent experience, over the last several years being a police officer. First and foremost, let me get this out of the way. I was a police officer in the state of South Carolina. Okay, so a lot of the things that I'm going to be telling you guys is coming from South Carolina laws, my South Carolina experience. But really, I'm not here to talk about any specific case that might have happened over the last several years. I'm just simply trying to be the middleman to allow some of these traffic stops and encounters with the police to go a lot smoother. And I plan to do that by just simple education. When I say education, I think there's a lot of things that the average citizen just don't know, that they think they know that they don't know. And the only way for you to know this, I won't even say just the average citizen. I mean, it could be, I see a lot of celebrities, a lot of people just in general, they just don't know. And the only way for you to know is if you've been in law enforcement, right? You have that experience and you know exactly how we're being trained as law enforcement, and like I said, I think my perspective is unique, really not my cup of tea to really be getting on here like this, but I feel like, I've been called in, called in a purpose, to give this unique perspective, mainly because, like I said, I'm a black man, I'm a young man, and I definitely been pulled over by the police during my law enforcement tenure and before, right? And I'm always going to be a black man, but I have no problem with law enforcement. I have no problem with the citizens. I'm just in the middle, just trying to get some advice and some tips. Before we get into that, I do want to show you guys here, like I told you, that's me. Okay. Former police officer, as I already stated. Okay, I was a police officer for about 5 years, a little over 5 years. I resigned. I didn't get fired. I'm not mad at anybody. I have no motive. I resigned, and now I'm an entrepreneur, doing my own thing. And that's have been in law enforcement. It's been well over a year now. Okay, so just wanted to give a unique perspective, and hopefully, you guys learn something from my videos. These videos aren't going to be very long, maybe 5-8 minutes long, probably at the most. This one's going to be a little bit longer. We're going to do a little introduction. But yeah, follow me on Instagram at PPower500. That's double P-O double W-E-R. So PPOWWER 500. PPower500. And on Facebook, you can catch me at Damone Pringle. That's D-A-M-O-N-E, Pringle, just like the chip. So hopefully these videos help. Today what we're going to talk about is getting out the car. And when I say getting out the car, I'm talking about when law enforcement pull you over and they ask you to get out of the car. You got to get out of the car. I see a lot of traffic stops, or too many traffic stops, that end badly, which, let me say this now, there's a lot of bad police officers out there. There's a lot of good ones. And some of them deserve to be in jail. Some of them are already there. Some of them, maybe their day is coming, right? Like I said, I'm not on either side here. But by law, if the police officer pulled you over, a reasonable stop, a legal stop, speeding, things of that nature, and they ask you to get out of the car, you got to get out of the car. Okay, there is no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Get out of the car. I see a lot of, let's say for an example, how you doing, Officer Pringle, reason I pulled you over, you were speeding, any reason for that? Okay, you got your license, registration, proof of insurance? Okay, now at that point, he may ask you to get out, or he may run your information and then return back to the vehicle and say, hey, you might step out of the vehicle for me. And a lot of times I see What I got to get out the car for? You know what I'm saying? I ain't did nothing wrong. You just messing with me. Okay, so I know you may feel that way because of what you don't know, and that's why I'm doing these videos. Um, and basically, it comes down to this. Um, Before I pull you over, I've already done a few things, but the main thing is I've already ran your tag. Okay, the tag that's on the back of your car, your license plate, and all that stuff. I already ran that, and I'm going to get back some information. Typically, you know, if your tag is expired, things of that nature. Dispatch isn't always correct, but 95% of the time they're correct. But even if they're not correct, they are what we call our lifeline. I have to rely on them and the information that they have while I'm out there on that traffic stop. Okay, so that's just what I got to go with. So let's just say I run your tag, and before I get out of the car, dispatch tells me, be advised, Officer Pringle, car came back stolen. Okay, so before I even walk up to your door to ask you for your license and stuff, dispatch already told me this car is stolen. So I think a lot of times when we ask, you know, or when they ask you to get out of the car, we get upset because it's, you think they're basing, or they're asking you to get out of the car based on what they currently told you. So what they told you was who they were, why they pulled you over, and, you know, yeah, just the basic simple information. But that's not always it. It's some information that they may know that they don't have to tell you. Legally, law enforcement, they can lie in certain cases, and they definitely don't have to tell you everything up front. I myself have pulled somebody over and didn't always tell them immediately that they were going to jail, or the information I knew. But it doesn't always have to be so much that the car came back stolen. It could be I smelled marijuana in the car when I came up to the window. It could be I see you got an open container. It could be anything that I observed on my way to the car or once I got to the car. So if I ask you to get out, just get out. Okay, because things doesn't get better once two people start normally arguing, okay, and start going at it. You know, he pulled you over or she pulled you over for a traffic violation. That's what we want to deal with. We don't want to get into the disrespect and you messing with me and all of that. It gets real complicated then. More likely that officer at that point is probably going to be requesting backup, right, if it gets a little rowdy. And now you got two officers. Now you got two guns instead of one. You see what I'm saying? And now you got two people you got to deal with and their perspective and their feelings and all that. We don't want to deal with that. We want to get our little violation and we want to go on about our business. So again, told you this video wasn't going to be long. I want to get straight to it. The bottom line is, if they ask you to get out of the car, just get out of the car. Okay, that's what the law states, and hopefully that piece of information I just gave you helps you understand. You don't know what that officer was told prior to him getting to your vehicle. If he asks you to get out, just get out. Maybe it would make more sense to you once you get out, but it doesn't have to make sense to you. Get out of the vehicle. Okay? Again, there's a lot of bad officers out there. There are a lot of good officers out there. Nobody deserves to just die on a traffic stop, regardless of what side you're on. Me, I choose not to be all on social media about it. I choose to try to think of a solution. And this is my way of coming up with a solution the best way I can. Again, I'm in the state of South Carolina. Those are the laws that I'm referring to. You can Google and check out, you know, maybe your state. But in general, these traffic stops, that's kind of how it goes. If he has a legal stop, you have to get out of the car. That's something I've seen a lot of traffic stops go sideways because people don't want to get out. They don't want to listen, things of that nature. So real simple. Get out of the car and have your day in court if you was done wrong or something of that nature. But just get out. So again, that's it for today. Again, Demar Pringle on Facebook, PPower500 on Instagram. If you guys got any questions, any comments, please leave them below. I'm going to be dropping several videos like this in little snippets dealing with different topics, things that law enforcement don't want you to know, things that you need to know. And that's why I got in law enforcement, because as a young man, a young black man, I didn't know the law. I didn't know could or couldn't do. And you need to be very nervous if you fall up under that category. You shouldn't have to be a lawyer to know the laws, okay? So if you want to get more videos like this, like I said, subscribe. Definitely hit the notification bell. Leave me some comments so I can make sure I'm creating videos about topics that you guys actually care about. Again, appreciate you guys for watching. Stay safe. Let's go.